raccoon in Saskatoon.
I can't wait to meet you. No, I can't wait to meet you. Oh, I can't wait to meet you, meet you, meet you. Oh, I can't wait to meet you. I think about you all the time, and I just can't wait, just can't wait. I think about you all the time, and I just can't wait, just can't wait.
Hello and welcome to Mercy's Path with me, Amanda Koopa. Thank you for joining me again. It's been a nice time. I don't even remember when the last episode came out, if I'm totally honest with you. That's what a professional I am. Nothing's on time, nothing's. It's like, this isn't my job, okay? This is just what I like to do for fun, and people like to listen to me for some reason. And I don't know why I'm talking in like sing song right now. But yeah, thank you for being here. I hope your life is blessed. I hope God is leading you in all things you do. I hope Jesus Christ has saved your life. And yeah, so we're gonna get into address some comments before we do anything else. Ooh, in other news, so I like ASMR. We've talked about this before. I like when people whisper Bible verses like Book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 3. And God said, I love that stuff. And so I actually subscribe to a YouTube channel, Christy ASMR, and she does Christian ASMR and then just kind of random ASMR. And she did a video, she like did a poll or something. What do you guys like? Like, what do you want to see in my videos? And I responded, and then she posted my comment at the beginning of a video and then did the exact video that I would love, and I listened to it before bed for like the past 2 weeks. It's so relaxing. And she says, relax, 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 relax. I don't know. I get crazy goosebumps when people say that in my earphones or even just on my phone. And if you just got like a tingling feeling from me doing that, then you have ASMR response. Cause what does it mean again? What does ASMR stand for? ASMR stands for autonomous sensory meridian response. So that's basically like the tingly feeling you get if somebody like plays with your hair or like just gently touches your like face, or like just gently touches like, and then so a lot of the videos they like do this like hand thing where they're like petting you. I don't really like that. I don't ever watch the videos. I just listen to them because it's kind of cringy when you watch. And I've explored a lot of ASMR channels. A lot of them do a lot of ads. A lot of them talk really slow. Some of them talk really fast, and I do like that as well. But sometimes it like gets irritating. Whereas Christy ASMR, I just like never get sick of her. So yeah, I listen to that a lot, and that is what I listen to before bed, and it's very relaxing. And she does a lot of like Bible books. She'll read like the entire book of well, all of them. Like I feel like she's done the whole Bible, and There's this other guy that I watch sometimes. His name is Michael, and I don't remember what his channel is called. It's always really hard to find him because he only gets like around the same viewership that I do, like, 10 to 20 views per video. And he releases multiple videos a day. Uh, and so, but the way that he reads it, so when Christy ASMR reads the Bible, it's just like very like straight through, like the words. Whereas when this other guy reads it, he'll read it, but then when there's a good trigger word, he'll like repeat it multiple times and say it slow and fast and then continue reading. And I really like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm weird. So I know a lot of people think ASMR is so cringe and creepy. And I feel like it is. When you watch it, it's weird. Like there's guys out there that do and this guy that I watch sometimes, he's just like a normal looking guy there. He doesn't do any special effects, no lighting really. He just has, it's just him and a microphone, and he does like, green screen backgrounds sometimes. Sometimes it's just in his house. Like there's not a lot of production behind it, and it's simple, and I don't remember how I came across it, but I love it. And yeah, but there's some people who do like weird role play ASMR where I was looking for stuff to listen to once, and there's like this guy was like pretending to be Thor, and he said, I'm here for you. It's you and me versus the world, and I have to save Asgard. It was so I was like, oh my god, this is like borderline like inappropriate. But so I don't like this stuff like that. And I've listened to a few sleep clinics where it's like, oh, you're here, and then they'll type like this. They'll be like, okay, and what's your name? Okay, and you have any allergies? But then the microphone's like real close to the computer, so they like, all you hear is like this. Like, I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah. And so I don't know. I just like ASMR. I think it's a cool, and it's funny because I always actually wanted to do it to make my own ASMR videos, but I like, I don't know. There are people who tell me, I think that's why I started talking about this. A lot of people tell me they get that. They get the ASMR tingling feeling just from me talking. And so that's funny. And I get that from listening to some people too. The way certain people say certain words, like even Nick Fuentes, when he's talking about like the war in Iran, he has like this drop on certain syllables when he says certain words. I can't think of it right now, but he says like, what can I think? He says like, I can't think of one. If he's, I can't think of a word, but he says it like if he was gonna say like, I don't know. He just has like this drop. I can't do it. I could never even pretend to do it, but it's a thing. And speaking of Nick Fuentes, look at this. Okay, does this remind you of anyone? My daughter found this at a thrift store, and she said, "Hey, it looks like that podcaster you watch all the time." I don't know why his little dress pants are down. Oh, because I was getting the price. So yeah, it's somebody. So somebody made this at a Build-A-Bear workshop and then donated it to the olive tree, and I couldn't help but think, oh my gosh, that does look like him. Like, look at this little cute bear. He's cute. He's got the red tie and the blue suit. Good evening. You're watching America First. My name is Teddy Bear Fuentes. Got a big show for you tonight. Big show. I'm gonna get freaking. Anyway, yeah, it's just cute, and so I had to buy it. Of course, it was just a couple bucks, but yeah, so cute. Remy was like, "You should mail it." I was like, "There's no way I'm mailing." Probably thinks it's stuffed with a bomb or something. So I'm just gonna keep it. It's just gonna go on my little area over there. And then this. Okay. As you know, raccoons have suddenly become a thing for me. And we got this little guy for Christmas. So cute, from my brother. And as you know, the intro, that's my brother just randomly, he saw a raccoon in Saskatoon, and so I just use it because it's funny. But look what I found. Beside the Nick Fuentes Build-A-Bear, I found this gigantic, I've never seen a raccoon stuffy like this before. And I'm very, yeah, say what you want about me. I'm still a kid at heart. I still like my little stuffies sometimes. I don't really own any. I always over the past years, I've been giving them to my dogs, and my dogs rip them apart and I throw them away. And it's like, you know, like my daughter still has a few that are really special to her that she wants to keep for when she has kids someday. But, I'm like, I just wanted this because it's a big old raccoon and he can hold this guy like this, like a baby. I'm going to take this off. There. Beanie Baby kids just crashed out when I took that wrapper off. There, look it. He's got a little baby. If you're watching, I have a tiny raccoon and a big raccoon, and they're loving each other. And look at the bushy tail on this bro. So cute. And so, yeah, for just a few bucks, I got these two awesome. Yeah, we went thrifting on the weekend. There we go. There's my little family of things. Oh no, I'm covering up the Proverbs. Oh no. This show's crashed. This show's train wreck. It's not a show. It's a podcast. It's a show podcast. It's a podcast show. We're just having fun over here, okay? And, oh, and then I also, okay, look at that. Couple bucks. For, like, people just do not respect the Lord anymore in Canada. They're just giving away Last Supper portraits. It's like an antique. It's beautiful. And so I replaced that ugly thing I had hanging there because I don't even really know what that was. Somebody gave it to me. Oops. Yeah, this is my piano. This is just the piano podcast station now. So yeah. Yeah, so I got the Last Supper. I'm ending up with a lot of religious paintings in my house, and that is okay. That is the Lord. I really don't like anything else, aside from like a photo of like, it's like maybe some photos from the Dark Knight trilogy. I would love to get, 3 like artistic photos of the Scarecrow, the Joker, and Bane, like boom, 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 with like the Batman symbol in the back of all of them, and when you put them side by side it comes complete. Like I have this vision of it and I've had it for years and I just haven't made it complete yet because I have to make it. Like it's not something that I can find. It's something I have to create. And so I'm going to do that one day. My Sea of Galilee painting is up downstairs. I didn't iron it out, but you can't really see the wrinkles. Where I have it, the lighting doesn't hit it right to show the wrinkles, so like it's pretty sick. Yeah. But yeah, just went thrifting. Yeah, spent a couple bucks and got some sweet stuff. Some stuffed animals and the Last Supper. I've always wanted the Last Supper. I've found a lot of Last Supper paintings around, in art stores and stuff, but they're always like hundreds of dollars, and this was $15. That seems like a rip off. Like that seems unbelievable. Like any Last Supper painting should be worth thousands of dollars because to me it's just such an important piece of art. Like, but religious art, Christian art in this culture, in this world, just isn't appreciated the way that it should be. And so it was like marked down in the back art section of the thrift store. And that's how I have, like, downstairs in my living room, I have just some really like vintage, it's like a Bible verse in stone engraved with like it's hand painted. Again, found those at like a thrift store for like $3. I couldn't believe it. There were so many of them. I could have bought like 20, but I only bought 2, just like some Bible verses I really liked. I mean, the whole Bible is good. Obviously, the Word of God is amazing and lovely, but in hindsight, I wish I would have bought them all because I could have got them all for like $50. But, because there was just so many. Like, I'm talking there's $3 each, and there's a huge shelf of them. Like, yeah, so, yeah, $50, I could have got them all, but I didn't, and yeah. But again, I only have so many walls in my house. I even have one of the other things I have is just like a little old lady must have embroidered it, and it's just a verse from James at the top of my stairs. So when I'm going to bed or coming upstairs, it's just like this beautiful verse from James. And then in my bathroom downstairs, I have another embroidered verse that just says, love is where God is, or something like that. It's just above the toilet in my downstairs bathroom. So yeah, I have a lot of Jesus art around the house. Again, I just, I used to have a lot of art that was like Marilyn Monroe and really sexy women and like really scantily clad women and cosplayers and girls in mermaid outfits. And it was just a lot of like, I had a really, really cute hand painted picture of Princess Peach from Mario. But again, she was in her underwear. And so I kind of got rid of that when I started, taking Christianity more seriously. I just don't think it's cool to display sexualized photos around my house. Like, that's not really what I'm trying to do anymore. So yeah, I still have a few pictures of Marilyn Monroe that are vintage that I've picked up along the way, but they're just downstairs in a box. Cause like they're beautiful. She's beautiful, but it's like, to me, it's very idolatrous, and like the only idolatry I want on my, like, to see day to day is like, you know, God, like Bible verses, the word of God, the moments of God, moments that God did, and where he was. And that's just so much more pure and loving and amazing to me, really. So, yeah. And as much as Marilyn Monroe was beautiful, but, she had, questionable messages to the public. I think she was very like feminist minded. Women can do it all themselves. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I don't know if she's the original person that did that, but that's what I know her from, is from Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, the movie, or whatever that was. It was like a short movie or TV movie or something, and I've always hated that kind of mentality where money is worth more than love, because, the culture we're in now is just so materialistic, and people sell their souls and sell out their friends and sell out their loved ones, for money and whatever. And I never liked that about her, but she was just always so beautiful to me. And because I used to just look up to like beautiful women, but now, God has changed my heart, and now charm is deceptive, beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. And so I just don't look up to women anymore who, yeah, they might be beautiful, but I I find them less beautiful when their values are like Kelly J. Key, what's her name? Posey Parker. I forget what her real name is. Posey Parker. She's like an ultra rad feminist, and I used to follow her a lot when I was going through some stuff. I was going through a period of time where I thought all men were evil. And, I watched a lot of her stuff, and she was really beautiful. And to me, she looks a lot like Marilyn Monroe, actually. And, she was very outspoken on the, like, keep men out of women's spaces, and I really respected that. But she also went over the line to kind of be like, men are, terrorists to society and stuff like that, which, like, I just can't get on board with. Like, I don't know. I do agree that, like, a woman's best place is serving her family, right? And so yeah, I just serving her family, serving her church, right? Everything else is secondary, thirdary, fourthary, fifthary. But then once I started to kind of turn my heart towards Christ again and become, develop the fear in the Lord and develop my reverence for the rules of, like, that are laid out for us. Not rules, but, like what Christ envisions his people to, how to act, how to be. I started to see her less beautiful and more, just not, because to me, it's beautiful to serve God. Like the women I work at church with are just absolute, like, I work with quite a few single women who, you know, just through unfortunate circumstance, relationships didn't work out, marriages that didn't work out. Some of them are single. And I'm like, how? Like, they're just so cool and helpful and loving and caring. How could anybody divorce these women, even finding out that they had been married and it didn't work out, I just was astonished by that. Like, you're such a gentle, genuine person. Like, how could anyone let you go, But that's the culture, that's society, and people, there's so much to unpack with things like that. Like, you can't blame the guy, you can't blame the girl. You got to look at it from the outside and, like, my obvious feeling is like, obviously be together forever. And of course, that's gotten me into trouble in the past where it's like, okay, maybe, you know, yeah, I don't know. I think, uh, I think that's why I love to serve the Lord, because the Lord, there's no surprises there. The Lord is good. The Lord is faithful. The Lord is always good. And I guess you kind of got to figure out, you got to find a person like that, I suppose. And I think that having a forgiving heart and a sensitive heart, like, even in my life, I listen to people who break up, or my friends go through breakups, my friends fight. Oh my god, my sock just fell off because I was like caught it on my thing, and my sock fell off, and now my foot is cold. This is terrible. This is terrible. I'm gonna put this blanket around my foot. I have to take the other sock off though, because I can't have just one sock on. This feels wrong. This feels wrong on my feet. Okay, there we go. I'm barefoot. My dogs are out. The dogs are out, as the kids say. Yeah, when I listen to, it's easy when you're on the outside. It's easy when you're a third person listening in on relationship problems, because in my heart and in my mind, I'm like, forgive, forget it, move on, but I guess when you develop a relationship with someone and it's serious and there's a lot of feelings involved, those things aren't like as easy. It's easier said than done, right? And so I just feel like unless you know how to love like the Lord, which means patience, kindness, gentleness, not self-serving, not self-seeking, not delighting in evil, but rejoicing in good, the whole Corinthians message of love. Unless you know how to love that way, I don't think you should be with anyone. Because, or I mean, maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're working towards it, but in all of your relationship dealings, you need to both be on the same page and be following those rules of love. Otherwise, it becomes destructive, and it doesn't work out. And I think that the whole dating culture, going from person to person, is so not how it's supposed to be. But I say that all the time, and people just don't get that. It's like, people just don't get that. People just don't, like, there's no loyalty, People are like, ugh, the internet exists, And it's all these things out there, that make you second guess people and stuff like that, and it's just like, it's so toxic. I feel like you just gotta turn off your phone and just pay attention to your partner or something. I don't know. I don't have the answers, man, but sometimes I'm like, I should be a relationship counselor, because I can see both sides. I can see what's fair, and everybody needs to compromise. People are so self-serving, and conventionality, is that the word? Conventionality. Not every relationship needs to be fully conventional. I mean, we're in this world where, like, I don't know, conventionality. Yeah, conventionality. That is the right word. Yeah, I don't know. People just gotta figure it out. But I can't say this enough. Because again, I was reading like some of those posts in those groups where women are like, I dated this guy and he was mean to me. And it's like, but why did you sleep with him? Why did you sleep with him if you're not married? You have all these feelings tangled up. You have all these dopamine receptors. You have all this melatonin you've expended on this person. You have all these neurons have been chemically activated by your sexual intimacy prior to any seriousness of the relationship, and you are wondering why it's not working out. You gave him exactly what he wanted date one, and you are wondering why he has decided to ghost you or not take you seriously or not commit to you in a meaningful relationship. You're like, the answer is so simple. Do not get entangled chemically with someone. And I say chemically because that's what it is. There is a chemical reaction in both of your brains in the physical intimacy of these, sexual acts. And so just don't do that. If you don't want your heart broken and your mind to be broken, just don't do that. Save it for marriage. Make sure you're serious about the person. Make sure you can, just make sure it's going to be forever, because that's what God wants. There's a reason we're built this way, and that's why. Anyways, what else were we going to talk about? Do you like my new sweater? This is my coach sweater, because I'm the coach. We had volleyball practice tonight. It was fun. Junior youth last night was super fun. I did some print. So the theme was we are royalty, and then dress up as princes and princesses. And a lot of the kids dressed up as princesses and princes, and I dressed up as a little princess with my like super old school looking little outfit. I bought, again, just like this old vintage dress. It's made of like that fabric that you're like, this could be a burlap sack. Like, it's not very soft, but it's durable and it keeps its shape. This is it. Let's see if I can window capture. Yes, I can. There we go. That's it. This is my little dress that I wore. It's like it's a princess dress. It's got big ruffled sleeves, and it's got like a fringe. It's not a great picture, but yeah, and that's what I taught on was 1 Peter chapter 2 verses 9 and 10. And so, yeah, but you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. Once you were not a people, but now you are the people of God. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. And this is mercy's path. And so let's talk about it. So essentially, what I taught the kids last night was about like how you are literally royalty. Like, you are the prince and the princess. You are the sons and daughters of the living God, like the King of Kings, the King of the world, the King of the universe. You are his chosen child. And whether you choose to accept that or not obviously that's your choice. God gives us free will. But if you choose to accept that and take it seriously and place that in your heart and believe that, then, you can go through life, just knowing that. And it gives you the confidence, it gives you hope, it gives you joy that one day you're going to meet your Father in heaven. That every day, like, what does a daughter and a son do to their parent, right? They ask them, they pray with and ask with joyous thankfulness. And they're very it's just like, when God's your dad, when the king of the world is your dad, like, what could you be afraid of? There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be like, you can have so much hope. You can know, and like mercy, like this show is called Mercy's Path because I was shown so much mercy in my life, and I continue to be shown mercy by God because He loves me, and I'm His daughter, and I think that no matter who you're talking about, no matter who you are, no matter what you've done, God has mercy for you. Like, I was talking to somebody yesterday, actually. What were we talking about? We were talking about somebody at work was saying, like, oh no, I'm a bad guy, the Lord doesn't want me, because I am always talking about God at work. I don't care, people talk about crazy stuff, and so when I throw in my little things here and there, it's, it is what it is. And so I don't remember what we were talking about, but he said something like, I'm bad. I was like, you know what would help you with that? The Lord. And he's like, oh, the Lord's not going to help me. The Lord doesn't want me. I'm a bad guy. And I was like, no. The Lord wants everyone. He loves you so much. And He's just waiting for you to say, God, I need you. I love you. And He's just like laughing, like, no, God would never forgive me. God would never. And I'm just like, you don't know. God does the impossible. I said, if God can forgive me, He's going to forgive you even quicker and faster and better, and you're going to be like His favorite, because we're all God's favorite. He's just waiting. Like, if you don't know Him, He's just waiting. He's just like, God is just like sitting there, like, watching you right now. Like, amen. Hey lady, come on. I love you. Come closer to me. Let me lead your life. It's going to be so good. It's going to be a little bit bad for a minute. You're going to be tested, and you are tested. But I mean, trials is what makes life great, right? And I glory in my suffering, because it will not compare to the glory that will be revealed in us. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really, I just kind of sat down and started this today. I didn't have like a whole lot of stuff to talk about. Oh, my dad has cancer. Yeah, I just dropped that bomb on you. Yeah, he's got a really rare eye cancer. But you know what? He came to Lloyd to tell me, and we happened to be doing worship practice that afternoon. And Remy just happened to be doing her first worship practice that afternoon because she has joined the worship team at church. And so my dad came and found us there because they were in town. They were on their way back from Edmonton because he had some doctor's appointments that I didn't know about. And my dad doesn't live where I live. He lives about an hour away, but he came and he watched worship practice, and then we went for lunch. And I had said when we were at worship practice, I turned to Shauna and I said, I feel like my dad's going to tell me some bad news about him. I feel like something's going on with him. And she's like, oh? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I just have that feeling. And then, anyway, worship practice ends and we go to lunch. We go to Three Trees. We have some amazing food. I had the samurai lettuce wraps. Oh, so good. Oh, so spicy. So peanut sauce. And then when we were leaving, I'm like, oh, I guess nothing's wrong because he didn't tell me anything at lunch. And we're like walking out, and then he says, he says, hey, come here. And like pulls me over in the parking lot, pulls me to the side in the parking lot while Remy and Kathy go talk. And he's like, I have cancer. And then of course I'm crying. And, you know, because like obviously I love him. But yeah, so I just prayed with him right there. I said, I'm gonna pray with you, and he's like, yes, please. And then we prayed, and then he told me, please make sure you're all praying for me at church tomorrow morning. And I was like, of course. And then me and the whole church prayed for him. And you know, ever since then, I've kind of been just like peaceful about it. Like, you know, even my dad was kind of like chill about it. He just was like upset because telling people is the worst, because people, you know, you tell people, and even if you are like, you know, kind of chill about it, even if he's chill about it, like it's hard to tell people because then you watch them like emotionally crumble, kind of like I did, and so yeah, it just kind of. But after we prayed, I prayed with him, and then I prayed with my church. I kind of just felt like, okay, God, you've got this. I mean, I'm still praying for him every day, every night, all the time, but I don't feel like the despair that I felt, because that whole night and into the next morning, I was just like weeping, weeping, and I was waiting because I didn't know if he told my brother, and so I was kind of waiting for my brother to bring it up, and it turned out that my brother already did know. And then when me and my brother were playing Fortnite together the other night, he's like, Dad has cancer, eh? And I was like, yeah. And we just kind of, you know, our family's kind of dark, where it's like when something is going really wrong, we kind of just make jokes about it because that's how we survive. Yeah, that's why, like, I don't know. I have a pretty good sense of humor when it comes to like anything, because I just, it's like if you can't laugh about it, you'll die, you know? Does that make sense? If you can't laugh about anything, you'll die. And so, like, my grandma has dementia, right? And we just kind of joke about, like, man, like, yeah, it's just, like, we don't make fun of her. It's just like we just make jokes like, oh, grandma doesn't know where she is again, or something. Like, it's sad. Of course it's sad, but, and we know that and we love her, but, you know. And so, but that night when I found out that my dad had cancer, I was like crying for a long time, and then it kind of stopped for a bit and was just like laughing hysterically, like just like as a weird reactionary response. And Remy was doing something in the living room, and I was like, Remy, go put the dishes away or something. And she's like, no. And I was like, you have to. My dad has cancer. And she's like, oh, come on. And I was like, you gotta go do it now. And then later she's like, Mom, can we go get ice cream or whatever? And I'm like, no. And she's like, come on, my grandpa has cancer. So that's the type of terrible, terrible, terrible humor that, like, when I say it out loud now, it's like not funny. To me, like, I get it, but like, it's like, again, if you can't laugh about it, you'll die, because it is serious, and it is, you know. Anyway, he has this like rare kind of cancer, this eye cancer, on this, like, he has had a birthmark on his eye his whole life, and then recently apparently it like got bigger, and then his doctor wanted it biopsied, so they biopsied it, and yeah, it's cancer, and they got to put like this radioactive disc in his eye to like chemotherapy it, so he has to go to the hospital in Alberta for a week. So just, if you're a praying person, even if you're not, pray for my dad. So yeah, and it's just, yeah, cancer's such a, oof. It's you know, it's one of those things. So yeah, what else? What else oh yeah, I was gonna check comments. Gonna check comments to see if there's anything to respond to. Oh, I could do it on my phone where it's actually easier, actually. Oh, okay. So, okay, we're gonna go most recent to newest, or most recent to whatever. So somebody actually commented on an old episode, number 20, with Joelle Brown. They said, Dr. Faust 9759 said, you should get Joelle on more. She's got a nice voice to listen to and seems like she has a lot to tell. I'm going to screenshot that and send it to her and say, hey girl, you got to come back on my podcast. Hey girl, Joelle. Paste, sent. Cool. Okay. Oh, Evangelistic Emily. This is Emily's actually a youth leader that I serve with at church. She says, "Aw, man, I'm never a fan of having to take Wayne out to use the washroom, but it does force you to clean up after them mostly. On my walks, there's so many people who don't pick up after their dogs. Also, Isaiah is so good. I love reading Isaiah." Amen, Emily. And then Lauren Semeganus, 1 month ago, said, Happy New Year to you as well, you gorgeous woman. Keep doing you. I had a few comments of people telling me to stop watching America First. Don't tell me what to do. Joelle responded, "Aw, no way. Yahweh, girl. You're like a sought after guest now." I love that. She's going to be happy. I would love to be on more. Ooh, perfect. Perfect. Can't wait. We will make a plan. That means I have to rearrange stuff and get her up here with that microphone. Well, I'll let her use this one. This one sounds better because it's got the mic screen. That one has like an internal screen, but it's not as good. Somebody else said, JXXOO said, please tell me how old you are because I know someone who looks just like you. And then Cherry Bomb commented on one of my music videos, LDLHAIBCYSWA to be specific. Cherry Bomb X commented, heart, heart, heart. What else do we got? Okay, yeah, I saw that one. I think that's it. Oh, community. Here we go. Yeah, not a lot of comments. I mean, not a lot of people watch or listen to this. Yeah. But, you know, if they did, I'd probably get in a lot more trouble. So I love it this way. Joelle's actually been super on fire for the Lord recently. She did a Bible study at church. It was really nice and lovely and informational. And she's just a really cool chick. And she's dating a guy that's really cool. He's in a band called Bonfire Moon. And I hope that they get married because I'm going to be like, I made this relationship. Just joking, I didn't. But yeah, they're just very cool. Yeah. I haven't seen Megan in a while. I don't know why that just popped into my head. We were going to the gym together a lot, and then she hurt her back, and I was sick. And so I haven't seen her in like a couple weeks. And I've been still going to the gym, but I haven't been like texting her because like we just gotta like synchronize again, I guess. But yeah, I miss her. I can't believe, like, I was talking to Shauna today about like just everything life, and just thinking to myself, like, man, I've known these people, like all my friends right now have been my friends for like over 10 to 15 years. Like, that's crazy. Like, That's just so crazy. Like, I just feel a little bit old, and I am. That's okay. But I just feel like I don't know. I'm just so grateful that there are just people in my life that get me, and I don't come across that very often, and so that's why nobody listens. Oh, guess what time it is? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I finally remembered. Guess what time it is? Okay, okay. It is time for the IQ reveal. Okay, I know a long time ago I said I did an IQ test and then I was going to release it at the end of the episode, and I didn't because I forgot. But I want you to first think of me as a person, look at me, listen to the way that I speak, and what do you think my IQ is? Do you think I'm a dummy? Do you think I'm smart? I don't know. I don't know. Drum roll. Oh my gosh, do I have a drum roll? I can't even show you the certificate because it's on my phone. Yeah, you're never gonna guess this. Like, I was like blown away when I got this. How come desktop audio is not? On the rooftop, shout it out, baby, I'm ready to go. You know what song I actually kind of love? Is this it? Yeah. Oh, that's super loud. I'm sorry. Here we go. Ready? My IQ is. I know the suspense is killing you. I know suspense is killing you. Oh, I didn't mean to put that on the screen right away. Dun 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 dun. This is my IQ. I did a test. I have really good pattern recognition. And I'm gifted and I'm bright. And I have really good critical thinking skills. La 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah. So that's my IQ. Is 122. I know it's not like super high, but I'm pretty okay with that. And I kind of breezed through the test. Like, I wasn't even really taking it that seriously. But it was real. And yeah, so anyway. So an IQ of 122 is considered above average, bright, or in the gifted range, typically 115 to 129, placing an individual roughly in the top 7 to 8% of the population. It indicates strong intellectual potential for complex learning, high-level professional roles, and academic success. The significance: this score indicates superior cognitive abilities such as fast learning, problem solving, and abstract thinking. A score of 122 is roughly within the top 7 to 8% of the population, above the 90th percentile. It is generally classified as above average or bright. It is often associated with the ability to excel in roles requiring complex analysis, such as university professors, managers, or specialized professionals. While it represents high cognitive function, experts note that IQ is only one measure of the ability and does not guarantee success without other factors like emotional intelligence, motivation, and practical skills. So yeah, can you believe it? I'm a smarty pants. I know I'm a silly goose. Oops. I know I'm a silly goose, but 122, guys. I'm a genius. No, I'm not. Genius level is, okay, I can't make it go away now, so I guess I'm not that smart. What is genius IQ? 140 or higher. So I'm not a genius, but I am gifted and bright. And so it's just crazy to me because knowing this kind of puts my life in perspective. I know I'm not meaning to glaze myself. I'm not meaning to like be proud about this or have like some sort of pride about it. But it just makes so much sense to me because my whole life I've just been capable of things. Like whatever I want to do, I figure it out and I do it. Like when I was, 14 years old, I learned how to produce music and I produced a full album of music. It wasn't great quality, it wasn't perfect, but I did it. And I produced it and I figured out Cool Edit Pro 2.0, which if you've ever used it, it's very advanced music producing software. And, I just figured it out. And people would say to me like, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. And my whole life I've always been like, well, just do it then. But now I recognize that like, and like this isn't to like make anybody feel bad. Everybody's got their own strengths. Like some people who are way stronger and cooler and skinnier and awesomer and beautiful, more beautiful than me are like, um, they just might have a little bit of a lower IQ and they just can't like problem solve, the way that I can. And so, yeah, it just makes sense to me that like I've always just figured things out. Like even this, like I figured out how to do like podcasting, just, I and I don't like, I don't watch tutorials. I just do stuff. I just plug cameras in. I open programs. I hook up microphones and I figure it out. Like I don't really, every once in a while, if I get stuck on something that I can't figure out, I will watch like a how to. But for the most part, I'm self-taught. Like I'm also self-taught playing the piano. Again, I'm not great at it. And yeah, it's just like, even like at my job, okay, so I've been at my job for 13 years. Is that right? Is that right? Wait, I can't calculate. See, I'm not, my math IQ's got to be 50. I am not good with numbers. I'm just good with like figuring things out. Um, mm, yeah, 13 years. I was right. Yeah, I've been in my job 13 years, and the first 4 years I was in the service department, and I did not like that because you had to sell stuff, and I'm not a salesman. I'm just like I'm a marketing person. That's what I ended up being. But so I didn't like service advising, so I took on a role of reception, and then through reception, I just did things, and now I'm like people glaze me every day, all day at work. Like this one new salesman is always saying, Amanda, I feel like if you weren't here, this place would burn to the ground. Or, you know, like people just call me for everything. Like I installed, all the new debit machines at work. And it's not like somebody else wouldn't have been able to do it. It's just like I just figure things out and I just do it. And I'm the HR person, I'm the marketing person, I do the website development, I do the graphic design, like all of these things I've just kind of taught myself how to do, and now I have like this huge role at work, and I love it. I really love it. I love my, people rely on me, and I love helping people, and I love being the one that people go to. It's and not in a superiority complex thing, because like my boss always tells me like you need to stop helping everyone. You need to like focus on what you do. And I have a really hard time with that, because when somebody needs help or can't figure something out, like I know that I can and I do. And so and same thing like with my and so anyway, I'm the marketing director, marketing manager, like customer experience specialist, um manager person at my job. Like my official title is marketing coordinator slash customer experience manager slash HR. And so yeah, it's just kind of again, like I just figured it out. And also when COVID happened, so many people got laid off except me. I was the only one that stayed. um Mind you, I got put into an office because I didn't wear a mask, but I still stayed and was there the entire time. Um, and, so I kind of made myself indispensable to the point where I can do all these different roles. Because, like, none of the roles are a full time job. So it's like, if you just, I'll just do it, And so I do love my job. I love the people I work with as much as, like, I pray for them a lot, and I love them a lot, and, they're really good people. And it's like a family. Like I spend so much time with them that I'm just comfortable with them. Like it's just like, I like it there. And so, and even my job before that, so I worked at this oil field company, and I lied on my resume because I just needed a job. I had like lost my mind and yelled at my, because I was working for like a grocery store company, a superstore to be specific, and I booked off these holidays like in 6 months in advance, and my power trip, like I was a manager, but then there's this other manager above me. Again, everywhere I go, I end up like the boss. Like even my one of my first jobs at Pizza Hut, okay? We had a manager, her name was Kathy. She was goofy. And now this is not like this is something bad that I did. But I figured out that sometimes like this pothead dough maker wouldn't make enough dough for the whole like to last us the entire evening. And if we would get a big order of like 20 pizzas, we would run out of dough, and then Kathy would have to close the restaurant earlier. So I figured out that if I sabotaged oh my gosh, do you think that the statute of limitations is lifted on this? Because this was like 20 years ago. I'm so old. But yeah, we would sabotage all the dough, and like we would go in, and if you did something to it, I forget what, if you like put your hand over it, because it's all perforated, and so it's like rise, and that's how Pizza Hut gets that like really nice, like chewy, crispy, like pillowy dough. And it's like crunchy on the outside but gooey on the inside. And so we would go and just run our hands with oil like over top of it, and then the dough is unusable. Or we would just straight up open all the lids and throw it in the garbage and say, "Hey, Kathy, we're out of dough." And so we did that probably for months, just like, "Sorry, Kathy, you know, we're out of dough. We got to close the restaurant." I was always figuring out ways to get off work, basically, as a teenager. And so, yeah, I always had a really problem with authority. The boss I have now is the first boss I've ever like been like, okay, like, cause he respects me enough to just, and he knows that I'm independent enough to just get my job done. Like I don't need somebody over my shoulder. And every job I've ever had where somebody's like breathing down my neck, I I get I just get sick of it and I leave. And so yeah, that's why I've been at this job 13 years, because I have like the freedom of independence where it's like I know what I need to do and I do it. I do it. I'm motivated to do it and I get it done. Cuz like, I feel like I've always had that like serving mentality, like I want to do a good job, but when I have someone telling me what to do, it's like I don't want to. But anyway, I had this boss at Superstore who like was really just like always on a power trip, just always wanted to like make herself feel powerful. And so I just one day yelled at her. I was like, "Screw you," and I'm leaving. And I gave my 2 weeks notice, and they politely asked me to just leave. Like they didn't want me to do the 2 weeks because I had kind of lost my mind. That was a long time ago. I was young, okay? Obviously over 13. That was 15 years ago. And then my job after that, though, I needed a job, and I knew where I wanted to work because my friend was trying to get me this job at this oil field company, but he didn't really want to hire me because I had a young daughter. My daughter was like 1 year old. And so I was like, "Here's my resume." And I gave it to him and I gave it to his accountant. And I lied. I said that I was really proficient in Excel. I said I knew all of these accounting book companies. I said I've done expense reporting and I've done all this stuff that I had never done before. And so they hire me on the basis of me being very skilled. And I faked it and I made it. I taught myself how to use Excel spreadsheets. I taught myself how to do expense reporting. I taught myself how to do this guy's accounting. I taught myself how to do oil field invoicing. I just made it happen. And I was really fast at it. Like my boss, she would take hours to do something that it took me an hour to do. And so a lot of times I'll just be playing Candy Crush on my computer, but I could see her like through the window over there. Cause like there was my desk and then a window and then the foyer where you walk in the front door and then another window and then her office. So she could see me, but she couldn't see my computer. So I would always be typing, like playing a game, like just like with my fingers, but like on my mouse. But then, yeah, she just always thought I was doing all this work. But again, I'm just really like efficient. Like we had this guy once that worked in marketing with us, and it would take him a week to produce one video. And for me, it takes me like 20 minutes, half hour. Like, yes, could I put a lot more time into it, like maybe a couple hours and make a really, really good production? Yes, but it's like when you're making ads every single day, multiple ads a day, we can't be putting this much time into it. Like it doesn't need to be a full production. It just needs to be exciting, engaging, happy, like bubbly, that kind of thing. And so naturally I fell into the video marketing. I don't do that as much anymore, and I know that I should. It's like I kind of wanted to step back and make the salespeople do it, because a lot of people would inquire with me and be like, "Are you a salesperson? Can you sell me a vehicle?" And I would always be like, "Well, no, you need to buy from all these other salespeople. I'm just the marketing girl." And I really wanted to push these salespeople to do their own videos and be bubbly and be fun and stuff like that. But they're just like not consistent enough. One of them is, but the other ones just don't see the value in being consistent. So anyway, that's all my just glazing myself. I have a high IQ. I'm smart. I'm great. And I think it also contributes to how I can do a podcast, coach volleyball, run youth programs, do church every Sunday, and have my full-time job and be a musician and just like do all this stuff. It's like my brain just wants to do it all the time. And I was thinking about this the other day, and it's like, because somebody had commented on something. They had found me on I think Twitter or X, and then they went down like an Amanda Koopa rabbit hole. They found me on YouTube. They found me on Instagram. They found my Gaffs Media page. They found my music. They found my YouTube, and they just like went on a deep dive and like spent a whole day just like figuring out who I was. And they messaged me and said, like, I saw like this person showing up on all these different social media platforms. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why is this person like suddenly paying attention to me? And they sent me a message and said like, hey, I love your content, but you really need to like stick to a niche. I think you'd get a lot more followers if you just specifically focused on one thing instead of doing all these other different things. And I just was like, I can't. Like, I don't want to, because I don't do things for followers. Like, I don't want notoriety. I was internet famous for a while, when I had the 30,000 followers and the constant everyday thousands of DMs and likes and comments. And like I kind of lived through that already twice. Back when I was like first came out on the scene and was the first musician to play at the Gathering of the Juggalos back then, and then later in life when I became like the Tuesday girl. And so it's like I've been through that whole circus, and that's not really, but like as much as I don't care about who follows me, who watches this, who does whatever, I just want to do it. Like I feel a compulsion to create things and live stream and do podcasts and do music and play Fortnite, and like I just love to do all these different things. And it's like I don't want to put myself in a box, because I just don't. Like, what's the point? Like I get bored of like one activity, like my life is very routine until the evening. In the evening, it's like, am I going to podcast? Am I going to play Fortnite? Am I going to play piano? Am I going to worship God? Am I going to go to youth group? Am I going to go coach volleyball? Like, it's like every day, it's like you wake up, you go to work, you get off work, and then it's like possibilities. And that's what I love. It's like, what am I going to do tonight? Like, I don't understand people who say I'm bored, because I'm never bored. I always have something that I really want to do. And I do it. And so anyway, I was just like, no, like I can't. Like I don't want to be a niche person. I don't want to just do one thing. I want to do all of these things. And And if people don't, follow me because I'm too chaotic, like that's okay. I don't really care. The one constant through everything is God, except Fortnite. God's not really in Fortnite other than the fact that I don't swear and I'm just kind of nice, I guess. But speaking of Fortnite, me and my brother have been playing lots. And the other night we got a triple crown. We got 3 crowns in a row. We won 3 times in a row. We have been absolutely annihilating. I've been like playing so well because I've like the muscle memory. I'm just like really good at it again, and it feels cool. And I think I don't remember the last time we didn't get at least top 3. And so yeah, getting just crazy W's in Fortnite. And I've been streaming a little bit on Twitch, and just like obviously I don't put my like face on there, but just like the voice and like the gameplay and stuff. Yeah, so that's been fun, and yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. That's all I got to say. So thank you for listening to this all the way through. If you did, that's really cool of you, and maybe you're one of those people that get me. So few of you, but the people who appreciate me for who I am, I love you, and God loves you too. Okay, we're gonna pray and then we're gonna go to bed because it's a little getting late. I gotta work in the morning, and I've been getting up early. Remy's in driver's ed. Like what? So I gotta take a driver's ed. Okay. Dear God, I just love you so much. You're just such a good God. I just love you, God. I just can't get enough of you. And I never want to be far away from you. I want you to lead me and use me as your vessel, as your I'm yours, God. I'm all yours. I belong to you. Rid me of myself, God. I belong to you. And just lead everyone in the world into your ways, on your path, down your narrow road, God, according to your will. Bless those you will wish to bless. And yeah, you're just so powerful, and I know you can do whatever you want, and you will do whatever you want. And I don't want to ask for anything specific because you're just going to do what you're going to do. And I love it. I love the mystery of life, waiting for you to make your next move, God. I love the prompts you give. I love everything that you are, God. You're just the best. You're just the best. So yeah, thank you, God. I love you so much. In Jesus' name, amen. Cool. Okay, well, this has been real and fun, and yeah, I gotta take a shower and wash my hair. I had a new hairdo tonight. Did you notice? This big old bun on my head, half up bun. Yeah, I gotta wash my hair. It's so blonde now. Like, not like blonde in like a bleached, like fake way, but this is my natural hair color. In the sun, it's so beautiful. In this light, it's not that nice, but it's just so shiny, and it's just natural. Like women I see all the time, they're like, "Oh, my hair's so dry. I wish my hair was thick like yours. Oh my gosh, your hair's so beautiful." And I always tell people now, God gave you your hair color for a reason. He knows that it would look the best with your eyes. And people are like, "Oh." I'm just like, "No, I'm for real though. Like this is the hair color God wanted me to have, so I'm going to keep it forever." And it's like blonde at the ends now because of like this is like the summer part, like growing out. And so once it's summer again, I know it'll lighten up in the sun. So it's got to get in that sunshine. So yeah, have a great night or morning or evening, whenever you decide to listen to this. I hope you have the great rest of your forever. And I love you, and see you later. Okay, bye.
I can't